from the Post Millennial. Big news, ladies and gentlemen. SEC approves Trump Truth Social deal for up to $10 billion. Yes. So there it is. The long-awaited approval has happened. Donald Trump, this is the merger of DWAC with Trump. This is Truth Social and Digital World Acquisition Corporation. Let me slow down and explain to you basically what this means. In order to go public, you'd have to have a company. You'd have to reach a certain threshold, do a bunch of filings. What they do now are these special purpose acquisition companies that are already public, and then they merge with another company, effectively turning company A merges with company B, turning company B into a publicly traded company, generating massive amounts of investment opportunity right away with their shares. Donald Trump's holdings are worth about $4 billion. We talked about this the other day. Now it looks like it may be moving forward much more quickly. The SEC approved the merger of approximately $10 billion with a long wait on Wall Street, according to OAN. Trump Media and Technology Group, which owned both companies, intends to take Truth Social public in an initial public offering to have it go through the process. Trump owns 79 million shares valued at $45 to $47 per share. So this is, I don't know what happens with Truth Social when this does go down, but this means Truth Social could rapidly generate tons of investment money and may actually, I don't see it displacing X. X has been doing such a tremendous job. But Donald Trump is tripling his net worth right now in an election year. I wonder if what he'll do is sell off some of these shares to help finance his presidential campaign.
Maybe. Or Fannie Wells or not Fannie Wells, Letitia James will be like, that's money is mine now. Please give it to me immediately.
Well, where are these companies headquartered? I mean, I'd imagine Florida.
Maybe if he headquartered anything in New York, I would seriously question his judgment.
Doesn't he have a lot of stuff like incorporated in Delaware? I think
he
did for a while.
Delaware's also Delaware's also risky. We saw that with Elon
Delaware
Musk.
and Wyoming.
He posted about that, right? Didn't he post on to X about
Elon
that?
Musk did, yeah.
Yes, that's right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I was also really pissed off because when that so the story was Elon Musk got like 80% approval from Tesla for this $50 billion package. It wasn't $50 billion. It was a certain amount of shares that he would earn if Tesla reached a certain threshold. And so when he reached that threshold recently, it was going to be valued at $50 billion. Some guy with like 9 shares, I guess, sued, and a Delaware judge blocked Elon Musk's pay package, which was approved by the company. I own shares. I own like 230 some odd shares in Tesla. It's like, I'm not like a multi-million-dollar investor. That's like 50 grand or something like that. But immediately I see the stock starts going down, and I'm like, Elon Musk, who's running this company, if this judge is going to ideologically block him from getting paid from his own company, it's going to disincentivize him from making money for the rest of the shareholders. It's insane that they're doing this. But all of this, not just with Elon, but also Trump, the courts have been weaponized for ideological purposes against their political enemies, and it's an election year. So I think they're furious at Elon Musk for what he did with Twitter. Donald Trump is now on 2 fronts. He's got Truth Social, which is going to receive a massive amount of investment. It's been approved for this merger. It's valued at $10 billion. So Trump could make a bunch of money off this. They're pissed about that. They're trying to take money from him. And he's getting in the social media game more heavily now with an opportunity for massive investment. I have to imagine they're not quite happy, these anti-Trump forces and Democrats, because Trump is beating them at every turn. I mean, they're coming after him. They're hitting him hard. But this is a game of assets and liabilities. And they're trying to increase the liabilities, but Trump is increasing his assets much more quickly. So all in all, very, very good news.
Do you think Truth will sort of specialize in the content that they do? You're saying it could never really compete directly with X. It's never going to replace it entirely. But if it's specialized, I mean, it's already sort of specialized in the sense that it's like people who like Trump are on it.
It's the Trump show. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Tucker Carlson has his own network. Trump has his own platform.
This is basically, Truth Social is basically Trump Social. It's Trump Social. Mm-hmm. And the fact that its value right now is estimated at $10 billion based on the current share price, it is literally just stock in Trump. That's crazy. And Trump's going to make $4 billion off this.
Twitter, X is private. So Elon can do whatever he wants with it relatively. But if they're going public, that means that they're going to become beholden to the stock owners, which I'm trying to find out who owns Digital World Acquisitions. 3 people, I think, work there. But like, is it going to be BlackRock? Is it big, global, public? Like, did he just sell out?
I doubt it's just someone random. I bet it's someone he knows and has a business relationship with already.
Once it goes public, though, anyone can buy the stock, and then BlackRock will come in, State Street, Vanguard. So, like, it's kind of like, yay, good for Trump, increasing his net wealth. But the downside is Truth. He's kind of selling out Truth Social.
I don't care.
I don't care. I don't use it.
If Trump makes $400 million off of BlackRock for Truth Social, I ain't gonna cry about it.
Yeah, but people that use Truth Social should know that that's what's happening, is that it's going public. So that it's going to be, could be owned by people that might be your,
but Trump has the
opposition.
But Trump has
spiritual
the
opposition.
control of it. And so if they were to buy those investments in it, Trump is in control of all of it. They would have to, and they could manipulate votes and things like this. But if Trump is 70% or whatever, well, he's not 70. It looks like he's literally 40. But he has full control of both companies. Then who cares? Let BlackRock give Trump $1 billion. I'd be like, okay. It's a question when it comes to activism that's long been asked. Should someone accept money from someone they're ideologically opposed to? So what's the downside to Trump getting money from, say, BlackRock? People are going to be like, you're getting funded by BlackRock. That means you're a bad guy. But what if Trump is like, I'm going to use that $1 billion to secure our borders, fight wokeness and cancel culture? Is that a bad thing? If BlackRock has less money and Trump has more money and Trump is doing what he's saying he's doing with it, then is it a bad thing?
On its face, no. If BlackRock's like, but we want a guy on the board of directors, then you're like, okay, now things are starting to get a little snaky.
But I just got to be honest, Truth Social is like, it's the Trump show. If it were X, I'd be more concerned. When Elon brings on what's her name, like Linda Yaccarino, is that her name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's a lot of concerns about what that could lead to, but I think so far we've been pretty good on X, and Elon's done a pretty dang good job. So yeah, but Truth Social is just Trump's show. It's not X. It's not.
That's why I wonder what
YouTube.
they'll do if they have extra money, if they have extra investment. Will they, will they try to incentivize other creators to come on the platform, and will they eventually try to move it away from just being a Trump-centric platform? Maybe it would still be sort of America First, MAGA-ish, but would they try and diversify and specialize in that way? Because again, if you have this platform, you have the infrastructure, you've already made the investment. What do you want to do with it? What's the long-term goal? If you don't think that you'd, be the next X or whatever.
I think he would. The smartest thing he would do, and you really don't want, I wouldn't say this out loud, but I'm going to say it out loud, is that he would just kind of sell that thing out and then use Twitter again, use X, and then get really, really famous and get all the momentum going on X and get his election campaign.
But that would destroy every investor in Truth Social.
Yeah, and he's already been a part of it. Plus, he doesn't need to use X because people put whatever he puts on Truth Social on X anyways. Right. He can stay in the bubble and people have to go to him on Truth Social to see his thing, and then it gets disseminated. It's faster to get, if you want to be following Trump directly, you should be on Truth Social.
But I think he should utilize the asset, like the shares that he has and the value that they have, towards his reelection. He can sell shares and then self-finance his reelection campaign.
Yeah.
Or put up the bond for his fines or whatever. I don't see the courts in New York stopping here. The fine they put up against Trump, they're gonna keep figuring out ways. They're now saying that it's going to be $87,500 per day in additional interest for every day he doesn't pay. They will make up reasons why Trump cannot pay this off. Then they will seize his buildings and turn them into migrant housing facilities.
It's so strange.
The ultimate FU to a man whose campaign was build a big wall is seize his buildings and turn them into migrant shelters.
It's like, how do you defeat the Roman Empire with its own money?
Well, it's just, to me, such hysteria to go after him like this. I mean, it's such blatant activism. And at a certain point, do the people in New York feel like this government is representing their interests, right? Like, you have the mayors in New York saying, we have too many migrants. We can't accommodate this. We don't know what to do. Kathy Hochul's trying to look at real estate investors and say, don't worry. We were just going after this one guy. We won't come after you. Meanwhile, all the investors are going to be like, we can't trust you. We are considering leaving New York. Like, they're taking the people of New York who are trying to live their lives, who may have families there, and just gambling them on politics. That seems incredibly, I don't know, weird and disgusting to me. Maybe accurate to politicians, but still.
I think it defines politicians pretty well. I think they're, who was talking about this? It might have been Jesse Kelly, it might have been Mike Cernovich. In fact, it might have been every single conservative commentator ever, that the politicians get into office because they want access to the things that rich people have, but they don't have the ability to get. And that's the game. And there was, I can't remember who it was, but they made a reference to Swalwell, who's been accused of using tons of government. Do you know what the story was? Was he flying on planes? Or something?
It was abusing campaign finance fraud, right?
I don't know if it was fraud. I don't know. I just heard that he was flying around and using lavish daycares and just. I'm trying to be very careful on what the story was because I don't have the full details. But basically, taking care of himself. You know what I mean? And it's these people are of low merit. they can. The one thing they're really good at is I will do whatever you say. That's what they're good at. And so they go to the lobbyists, they go to the people doing the funding, and they'll say, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. I don't care. Just give me money. And then you end up with politicians who are just like cogs in the machine. Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.